Hello everyone, I am Jyotsana Gupta, Chief Editor of Wire19. We are at the Digital Utilities India Summit at Delhi, and now we have Mr. Debashis Sarkar with us. He is the Managing Director in charge and Director Technical, Tripura State Electricity Corporation Limited. Sir, please comment about India's energy transition and role of digital technologies. Can you tell us about top two trends you think are the most important?
Uh, Good morning, good afternoon, Jyotsna. First, regarding the digital transformations in the distributions utility, I can tell you digital the transformation is basically the need of the hours. Because I have seen both private descom as well as the state descoms. Throughout my 34 years of experience, I was worked with the private descoms for 30 years. In the last 4 years, I was with the state descom. So I have seen the both side of the coin. Because if you see the private descoms, digital transformations has done long before. As we have recently heard these discussions in a panel discussions like the NDPLs, BSA's Rajdhani, they have already accustomed to the digital transformation. They are taking away this thing and they are taking the best part of the digital transformation. But as far as the state descom is concerned, they are still way behind. The number of things they are lagging. First thing I think is a change of the mentality of the employees of the organization, state descoms. That is the first and foremost thing we have to change, because whatever we will do for the descom perspective, we have to do for the end consumers. Because whatever the digitization will, what the help digitization will give us, they will improve the quality of the life of the consumers.
Right.
Because if it does not help the consumer, no point in introducing this digitization in the descom system.
Exactly.
Because previously it was everything is on manual, and there was no proper accountability, no proper documentation is there. So once the digitization is come, so there was a much more transparency in the data, much more accountability comes in the pictures, so we can analyze the data and we can improve on the performance of the overall descom. So as we adopt digitization as more and more faster, though consumers we can improve the descom performance, and ultimately it will serve the consumers better, because it is the ultimate goal of the each and every descom to give a quality and reliable supply to the consumer, to improve the supply quality of the consumers. For this, digitization embracement is a must for the all descoms, and slowly the state descoms are now thinking of this and is now trying to embrace upon it. That is the takeaway from the digitization. And now MOP is now, through his RDSS scheme, through his different projects, is now strictly instructing the descom to perform or perish. So ultimately they have to apply it, and they will give the good performance for the ultimate improvement of the consumer service.
You talk that everything is happening for improving the services given to the consumers.
Absolutely, because descom is working for the end consumers. Last mile connectivity is the descom is the last mile connectivity.
Right.
Whatever the action descoms and all the power system is doing is for the improvement of the consumer supply. If you do not give the, if we are doing everything very good, but ultimately it is not improving the supply life of the consumer, then what is the point in doing the all this improvement?
Right.
Because the previous everything is going on a manual basis, and they will get, once the supply is off, consumers is expecting by 24 hours it will not get supplied, but the consumer expectation has now increased. Now
Right.
there everybody is expecting by another 5 minutes my supply should be restored, because you are giving a good quality service. So ultimately the expectation has improved, and expectation results in the improvement of the performance of the desktop. So this is basically a vice versa and complementary things.
Right. And we have been hearing about digitalization in the power and utility sector a lot, and smart metering, I think, is a part of it. So, how do you think is a smart metering going to stop the power theft?
Absolutely, smart metering is all got all features, because you can track the you can track the consumer's performance, consumer's supply quality, or the consumer supply availability, what is the consumption patterns. So if you have a, so what I have told you previously, for everything you need have to have a proper analysis tool. You can install smart meters, but you have a person to analyze the data of the smart meter, because smart meters are nothing but a tools. to give you some data. Now you have to analyze the data and take a corrective actions, because there are a number of activities. It is smart meter is for the improvement for the consumers for the betterment, as well as for the DESCOM betterment. This will be a two-way benefit for the either side of the coin. So from the DESCOM perspective, they can reduce the power theft, they can have a power optimization things. Basically, uh, they can have a system optimization, load optimization can be through the smart metering. From the consumer's perspective, they can have their own consumption pattern can be analyzed. They can select when they will enjoy powers, how much power they will take, and what are the how they can control their power requirement. So if everybody takes the proper benefit of the smart metering, then both the parties will be benefited.
It enables the communication both ways.
It is basically a both-way communication,
Yeah.
smart metering. So it is for the improvement, for the betterment of the consumer supply, as well as from the DESCOM perspective.
Now, what do you think? How important are like government policies to drive a positive transformation in the power sector? Any particular initiative that you would like to tell us about?
Government is, I'm telling you, basically MOP is now doing a lot of activities. MOP of late, what I am telling is the rather providing renewable powers to the system to reduce the carbon emissions. As you know, in the Glasgow, where our Honorable Prime Minister has given a verdict that by 2070 we will net carbon zero. It will be a
Yes.
carbon zero thing. So for these, the ministry is working, because previously, all our generation is through the thermal powers mostly.
Yes.
Thermal is now we are stopping any further new thermal generation. Even what is the instructions of the MOPs, whatever the new addition will come, it will come in the form of renewables, be it a solar, be it a wind, be it a hydro, be it a hydro storage batteries. So number of ways of thinking. Basically, it will improve the overall atmosphere conditions, surroundings of the total utility, total atmosphere, and it will ultimately give us a better reduce the carbon emissions of the overall environment. So that is a great step they have taken. Also,
Right.
the latest step they have taken for this implementation of the RDSA scheme. Unlike other central government scheme, they have given the fund upfront, whether there is no accountability of this fund disbursement. Now this RDSA scheme has come, the accountability comes, because there was some prerequisite qualification for each and every DESCOM, and if the DESCOM does not perform, that loan can be recalled. So that was a historic decisions taken by the MOP to impose upon the DESCOM that either you have to perform to be eligible for this loan. So now nobody can shy off from this thing. So I am taking the fund, but I am not showing is any improvement of the performance. For this, there is a accountability question is come. So these are the two very bold steps MOP has taken to improve the overall health of the DESCOM, because that was the most concerning part of the total distribution system, AT&C loss in the system. Because ultimately, if you have 100 million unit of energy, still 50 million of energy is lost either through technical or through the commercial losses. So we have to reduce these losses to the minimum, so that the maximum optimization of the energy can be done. So these are the two improvements MOP is doing, and I think that will help in a long way for the overall improvement of the economy of the overall country.
Okay, this is such an insightful answer, sir. Thank you. Share your experience of this Digital Utilities India. Are you finding the event insightful? Is it good?
Absolutely, absolutely. This is a very relevant topic, because digitization is as I'm telling you, digitization is the need of the hour. Now we are doing so many things there. We are doing SCADA, we are doing ERP, we are doing billing system, our new for the consumer perspective, from DESCOM perspective, I am telling you, from what are any DESCOM has to do. They have to have a proper energy audit. Whatever the energy they are consuming, that should be properly audited, so that there should be loss should be reduced, and from consumer perspective, they will get the best service. So from both perspective, from the energy auditing perspective as well as from the consumer perspective, like customer smart customer care, like your billing system, this introduction of the smart meters, introduction of the prepaid meters, introduction of the call centers, so that the more of this integration of this thing will help us to improve the performance of the DESCOM, and will help the consumers to avoid visiting the DESCOM office. Previously, what was our experience? For each and every activity, we have to go to the DESCOM office to lodge a complaint of the no power supply.
Right.
Now to submit your bill, monthly billing. Now there are gone are the days. Now you can you can lodge your complaint through your app itself. You can you can pay your bill through your different apps. So there was an integration of the apps, so whereby sitting in the in his own residence, he can apply for a new meters. He can pay for the new existing meters. He can lodge a complaint of his supply of. He can apply for a additional load. So every activity can be done through the app also. That cannot be considered even after for the last 5 years. If you think it is not possible now, it is on the after this introduction of the more and more digitization, this thing is now available at the fingertips of the consumers. So that is a very good thing, and more and more embracement of this thing will help the improvement of the both DESCOM as well as from the consumer perspective.
Digitalization is taking the utilities sector by storm, I think.
Absolutely, absolutely. Digitization is and now how fast we can adopt it, that is the first thing, and the way if we can adopt it faster, it will be ultimately improvement of the overall DESCOM health, because it will improve the health of the organization. That is the main thing it will be, because now still there are number of leaky points are there that needs to be plugged.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you for your time.